Welcome back everybody to the final round of my Digimon TCG Organised play videos. We're in the final round, ladies and gentlemen. I have officially been pitted against the Armor Rush deck that I went up against in round 1 of the previous week. Here's hoping that I have much better luck this time around, even though my gut instincts tell me that it's going to be another tactician's battle, pushing each other's Digidecks to the absolute limit. The types of matches that I actually do enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go. My opponent won the dice roll, so they shall be going first. I'm just making sure I have the right amount of security. So here they go. So they're going to hatch Demi Vmon in their raising area, and then Digivolve it into a jamming Vmon, and then they're going to hard drop Vmon, or the EX1 Vmon, for the cost of 3, passing the turn over to me. So now it's my turn. Just cycling through my hand after my draw phase. Then I'm going to hatch a Koromon. Then I shall Digivolve it into the Agumon X, because that was the only rookie available in my hand. Then for 2 memory, I'm going to Digivolve it into the BT8 BlackWarGreymon, ladies and gentlemen. And then for the cost of 3, I'm going to play the red memory boost, Cool Boy, BT8 Agumon, BlackWarGreymon, and the X antibody. And the only viable target, ladies and gentlemen, was in fact the BT8 BlackWarGreymon. So now it is my opponent's turn on 2 memory. Let's see what they conjure up, ladies and gentlemen. So they're going to raise the Vmon they hadn't raised in the breeding area up to the battle area. And now they're going to swing in security with the jamming Vmon, hitting one of my BlackWarGreymons. However, the Vmon survives because of the jamming ability of the Vmon. And now my opponent's going to Digivolve the EX1 Vmon into Raidramon, the Storm of Friendship. Sorry, I tried to imitate the dub voice then. And then my opponent's going to Golden Armor Digivolve the jamming Vmon into Magnamon. So now it's my turn. I will raise the Greymon I had in the breeding area, ladies and gentlemen. And then for the cost of 4 memory, after cashing in my red memory boost, I will Digivolve my Greymon into Metal Greymon, de-Digivolving his Magnamon, and then destroying his Vmon that was underneath. I was able to do that without the turn passing over to my opponent, ladies and gentlemen, because the red memory boost granted me an additional 2 memory. And then I will X-Digivolve Metal Greymon into Metal Greymon X, attempting to destroy his Raidramon. However, my opponent activated the Armor Purge, preventing that from happening, so his EX1 Vmon still remains on the field. So it's still my turn on 0 memory, and I'm just going to go for broke and swing at his Vmon. And then for 4 memory, I'll Digivolve the Metal Greymon X into BlackWarGreymon. Even though in hindsight I should have Digivolved into BlackWarGreymon first, and then popping his Vmon. Granted, even though I'm not sure if that counts as a reboot ability. But I'll double check that for next time, ladies and gentlemen. So it is now my opponent's turn on 4 memory. Let's see what they can conjure up this time. So they're going to hatch a Digivolve something. So my opponent's just going to again cycle through their hand, strategizing on what they are able to pull off. So for 3 memory, they are going to hard pass the turn straight to me. So I'll hatch a Koromon and Digivolve it into Agumon. And then I'll play the Cool Boy Tamer for 2 memory, 2 Metal Greymons, and a BT11 Greymon X. However, I am actually quite grateful that I hit the BT11 Greymon despite it being limited to 1. Thank you very much, people who do this card game. So now just thinking of what I can do. So for 2 memory, ladies and gentlemen, I shall Digivolve my BlackWarGreymon into BlackWarGreymon X. And I was able to regain the memory then, ladies and gentlemen, because of the Cool Boy Tamer. Whenever I Digivolve a Digimon into a same level Digimon with X antibody in its traits, I'm able to spend the Tamer, regain the memory, and I'm able to draw an additional card. And then also I place the X antibody option underneath this Digimon's Digivolution cards. But to end my turn, I'm passing the opponent turn back over to my opponent. I'll just play the red memory boost, pick my chosen target, and let's see what my opponent can pull off in their turn. And also, my BlackWarGreymon X has reboot, and combine that with the BlackWarGreymon X's inherited ability from BT11. Whenever a Digimon is unsuspended during my opponent's turn, I am able to just simply trash the top card of their security. And thankfully I hit a very good target in Megadeth. Phew! So now he's busting out his boss monster, Magnamon X again. Ooh, this is going to be very interesting. So our boss monsters are finally on the field, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see who falters first. So my opponent's just cycling through their hand, trying to come up with a viable strategy on what to do. They are unable to do anything, so it is now my... So I'll Digivolve Agumon into Agumon X, and then for one memory, I will then Digivolve Argo X into the BT5 Greymon. And then for the cost of 0, I will X Digivolve Greymon into Greymon X. And thankfully, with Greymon X's ability, should I Digivolve into a level 5, if it's a dual color, the cost is reduced by 2. To which I am able to into Metal Greymon X. However, I do not get the full power of Metal Greymon X because I did not Digivolve it on top of a Metal Greymon, and I don't have the X antibody in the Digivolution cards of the stack that I Digivolved it on. If that makes sense, ladies and gentlemen. And I do also want to point out, if you do hear me hesitating, stuttering, and or struggling with any of my sentences, with me being an autistic individual, talking is not one of my strongest points, but I do try anyway. So now I'm just debating on what to do. Yeah, so my opponent pseudo blocked and activated their pseudo armor purge. So basically what that means is with that Magnamon X, ladies and gentlemen, whenever my opponent should activate the pseudo armor purge, instead of going to the trash like the normal armor forms would, Magnamon X is actually able to go to the security stack as the top card of your security, which is actually very handy. And to end my turn, ladies and gentlemen, I'll just hard play the BT8 Agumon. So my chosen target will be Guilemon. I'm going to keep that as an insurance policy in my hand. So he still has the Magnamon out in play. But at least not as big as a problem as Magnamon X. So my opponent now is just using that goddamn Megadeth for the cost of 5 straight from their hand. Pouncing my BlackWarGreymon to my hand, you son of a bitch! So I'll hatch a Cormon in my racing area, and then Digivolve it into an Agumon, allow me to draw an additional card. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Then for a cost of 0, I will X Digivolve Agumon into Agumon X, triggering Cool Boy to regain a memory and draw me an additional card. Whoops. Oh, didn't have many options then. And the additional cards that I drew were the when Digivolving effect of Agumon X, ladies and gentlemen, just in case anybody was wondering. Then for the cost of 2 memory, I will Digivolve Agumon X into the BT8 Greymon once again. Now just strategizing on what to do. You know what? I'm just going to go for it. And swing at my security. Swing at my opponent's security, and I hit the Magnemon X. Ay. Even though I should have remembered about that, I need to do a lot of damage. So, for the cost of 4 memory, I will just Digivolve Greymon into Metal Greymon, de-Digivolving his Magnemon. And then back up we go to Metal Greymon X. And thankfully, with Metal Greymon X's additional ability, I'm able to pop his Vmon. Very handy, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it is my opponent's turn on 1 memory. What can they do? So they'll go straight into a Lydramon in the breathing area after Digivolving it into a level 3. So, and then for the cost 3 memory, they're just going to hard play an EX1 Vmon. So I'll just raise the Agumon X in my raising area to the battlefield. So for the cost of 2 memory, I will then Digivolve Agumon X into Greymon, and then X Digivolving it into Greymon X, the BT9 reversion. And with the extra ability of Cool Boy, regain 1 memory, draw an additional card. And you know what? Forget about it. Double check security with Blitz. Thank you, Gaiamon. And reboot. Unfortunately, I can't trash their security. And my opponent just played their Davis Memory Tamer. And now they've Digivolved into level 3 and then gone straight into Lydramon again. And now they'll raise the Raidramon they had in the raising area to the battle area. Oh, I can only imagine why they're actually double checking how many Armor Form Digimon they have in their graveyard, ladies and gentlemen. Because I have a funny suspicion that my opponent is about to play the option card Awakening of the Golden Knight, which basically means he is able to Digivolve into either the normal Magnemon or the Magnemon X straight on top of one of his armor forms that he has on the field, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, pretty broken card if you have the right deck synergy, but it doesn't look like my opponent's going to do that, so they're just going to Digivolve for 2, the EX1 Vmon into Flamedramon, and they're going to swing into my Greymon X. Rude much. So again, opponent's just strategizing on what to do. Alright, they're going to rescue. Raidramon going to swing into security, and unfortunately they hit a high target, so my opponent has just activated Armor Page, so his Digistack has survived, but his Raidramon has gone to the trash pile, ladies and gentlemen. So my opponent's just triggered Hammer Spark, and my opponent's just Golden Armor Digivolved into Magnemon once again. Oh, I dread to think. Oh my days, it's a 13k. Oh my days, he had 5. I think he had 5. Jeez Louise. Oh boy, that's not good, ladies and gentlemen. That is not good. 17k. Into security. I am not going to block that because I want to keep my Garmon on the field. And they've... Oh, I believe my opponent's actually going to DNA Digivolve both of his level 4s. Ooh, interesting. Into a Chimera... I think he's going to DNA Digivolve it into a Chimeramon. Which is actually one of the level 5s you do, from what I've learned, you do actually run in the Armor Form deck if you get the right synergy. Because Chimeramon can actually DNA Digivolve with all manner of colours. Or any of the, specific colours in the Digimon TCG, if that makes sense, ladies and gentlemen. DNA digivolving into Chimeramon. Interesting. So my opponent was not going to go into Magnamon X again. Yeah, Chimeramon's additional ability when DNA digivolving, should it have multiple colors in its Digivolution stack, plus itself, he can actually reduce my Digimon's DP by 1k for each of the colors present within its Digimon stack. So it has white, red, blue, yellow, and green, so it has 5. So able to reduce my Digimon's DP by an additional 5k, which is very, very annoying, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, what is my opponent going to do now? Oh, come on! Really? Another Mega Death! Oh my days. Oh, I hope I draw into the cards I can do another combo with, because that just put a massive dent in my plans. Oh, pushing each other to the limit, ladies and gentlemen. Pushing each other to the limit. So I'll just hatch and raise an Agumon in my raising area. I got 5 memory to work with. Yeah, I don't think the Blitz Omni is going to help much here. Decisions, ladies and gentlemen. So many decisions. Yeah, and I just want to point out as well that I am running very low on cards in my Digimon deck. I'm down to my last... I forgot to double check, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, but it's not looking good for me right about now. Yeah, so I had to hard drop the BT8 BlackWarGreymon, no effects, with it being on plate. So now it is my opponent's turn on 3 memory. Just had to hydrate myself. So his Chimeramon is going to swing at my security. So it lives. So now my opponent's just going to normal Digivolve Chimeramon into the Magnamon X. And he just drops a bloody Ice Wall to try and put salt in the wound, I say. Oh, I really hope... You know what? Go for broke. 5 memory. Digivolve his Magnamon X and just blitz for game. Holy moly. And I just want to point out, at the end of round 1, ladies and gentlemen, I was down to my last 2 cards in my deck. My last 2. So here we go with round 2, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully I can keep up the momentum. After he just hard drops the Jamming Vmon, and I'm just going to Digivolve all the way up into Greymon X. First Agumon, then Agumon X, then the BT5 Greymon, and then for 0 memory into the BT9 Greymon. And then I'll play a Cool Boy Tamer for 2. Reveal my target. The other 2 go to the bottom of my deck. So now it is my opponent's turn. They're going to raise the Vmon they had in the raising area. Jamming Vmon, swing at security. Then they're going to Golden Armor Digivolve the Jamming Vmon into Magnamon. Thankfully, no DP boost with this one because there's no other armor form Digimon in my opponent's trash. And got no choice. 4 memory, go right up into BlackWarGreymon X. Unfortunately, I have no way of activating the additional abilities, ladies and gentlemen. Which really does suck. I really wish I had the X antibody or the BT8 BlackWarGreymon in my hand. I'm gonna... Then it's my opponent's turn. They're gonna swing a security. The Magnamon just hit my BT8 BlackWarGreymon, which I needed! but they activated the armor purge, so his jamming Vmon survives, but his Magnemon goes to the trash. So now my opponent's just strategizing on what to do next. So they're just gonna armor Digivolve it, their EX1 Vmon into Flame Dramon, the Fire of Courage, and then swinging that my security for 3k, because Flame Dramon's ability, ladies and gentlemen, is when he attacks, he gains an additional 3k. And they hit my red memory boost, and my opponent's just going to Golden Armor Digivolve again into Magnemon. So now it is my turn on 3 memory, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm just going to hatch a Coromon and Digivolve it straight into an Agumon. And then X Digivolve it into Agumon X. I gotta think about this. Even though he's got a blocker in play, that would be the BT8 Magnemon, ladies and gentlemen. I still gotta just be prepared for whatever my opponent has in their security. So for 4 memory, I'll just Digivolve my BlackWarGreymon X into BlackWarGreymon. Thankfully, BlackWarGreymon's effect, I'm going to attempt to destroy his Flame Dramon, but he just triggers the armor purge. And now I'm just going to swing into my opponent's security, and I hit a fucking Mega Death! Oh my days! Oh, why is my luck always like this, ladies and gentlemen? So I've just lost my BT8 BlackWarGreymon. Oh my bloody days. Oh, that's just put a huge dent in my strategy plans. Holy shitballs, I say, oh my god, holy shitballs. So his Magnemon's just going to swing at my security. Oh, there's something I didn't want to happen, yeah man. And now he's just going to armor Digivolve his EX1 Vmon into Raidramon. So now it is my turn on 1 memory. I'm just going to bring out my BT9 Greymon X. And then for 4 memory, just Digivolve it straight into the Metal Greymon X BT11 version, I like to add. So my opponent's just going to swing at my security. He hits a Gaiamon. Unfortunately, then he finishes the game off with Ragemon. So now it is down to round 3, ladies and gentlemen. And this time I did not get as low as 2 cards left in my deck. So I'm just going to hatch and Digivolve Coromon into Agumon, and then X Digivolve Agumon into Agumon X, and then got no other viable plays. So for 3 memory, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to Digivolve Agumon X into the BT11 Greymon. So now it's my opponent's turn. They're just going to hard play a BT8 Searcher Vmon, which enables them to search for any dual color card, not just anything specific. So they are going to choose, I wonder, what are they going to choose? They are going to choose the Raidramon. Interesting. And of course, I forgot to mention they also Digivolved one of their level 2s into another Vmon in their raising area. And then for 2 memory, they're going to Digivolve the Vmon they got my opponent had in play into the Raidramon. And then I'm going to slide the X antibody option underneath the Greymon X. And then for 2 memory, I'll Digivolve my Greymon X into Metal Greymon, and then Digivolving his Ragemon, and simultaneously destroying his Vmon. And it is still my turn, ladies and gentlemen. And then I'll just hard play the BT5 Agumon. And then only viable target, I'm going to have to choose the BT9 Greymon X. So now it's my opponent's turn. They're just going to raise the jamming Vmon, swing at my security. And they hit a BT8 Metal Greymon, but their Digimon survives. And now they're going to Golden Armor Digivolve into Magnemon yet again. So what have they got? The normal Digivolving into Chimeramon this time. he still gets the DP reduction effect, but wow, I'm just surprised. My opponent just normal Digivolved into Chimeramon. The DNA Digivolution effect, ladies and gentlemen, is in fact whenever my opponent would swing into my security, if they have 4 more colors in their Digimon stack, then the Chimeramon gets an extra 4k when attacking. And if I'm incorrect about that, I do apologize, and feel free to correct me down in the comment section below. So I'm going to swing in the security with the Greymon X. And then I will then just Digivolve for 5 straight into the BlackWarGreymon X. And since this is my opponent's turn, coupled with the reboot and inherited ability of the BT11 BlackWarGreymon, I'm able to trash another card from the top of their security. Oh boy. This is getting intense. Play a Hammer Spark, which grants my opponent an additional memory. So they've Armor Digivolved into Raidramon in their raising area. And my opponent's just played another Davis Memory Tamer. So I'll just raise the BT9 Greymon that I had in my raising area, ladies and gentlemen. So for the cost of 4, I will Digivolve into the BT8 Metal Greymon. And then for 0, I will Digivolve it again into the Metal Greymon Alteris mode. BlackWarGreymon X is going to swing at my opponent's security, hit the Magnamon X, so my Digimon still lives! Yay! And then I'm going to swing at my opponent's security again with Metal Greymon Alteris mode. Opponent's just wondering whether to block that or let that go through. Oh, not an easy decision, I say. So he's going to let it go through, and I hit the Flame Dramon. So my Metal Greymon Alteris mode still lives, so I'm just going to play a Cool Boy Tamer for 2, try and leave my opponent with the least amount of memory as possible. So I'll just pick the Metal Greymon X with the reboot ability and trash the last security, which was a Mega Death. Oh, thank goodness for that. And now it's my opponent's turn. This is going to be a bit tricky. So they got a Magnamon and the Raidramon. Raidramon is going to swing at my security. Unfortunately, I'm unable to block it, ladies and gentlemen. So they hit a Metal Greymon, to which they trigger the Armor Purge. Then my opponent is going to swing at my... Metal Greymon Alteris mode? Rude much, I say. How rude. Oh god, oh jeez. Oh, they're going to be swinging in at my security. So I do apologize. I thought that my opponent was going to be swinging into my Metal Greymon Alteris mode. So they've just Golden Armor Digivolved their EX1 Vmon into another Magnamon. So my opponent's just double checking all the armor forms that he has in his graveyard to see how much of a DP boost they gain. So they're going to swing into security again. Oh, they're swinging into my Greymon Alteris mode this time. Again. How rude! Oh my days, I gotta stop that. I gotta stop doing that. So for full memory, my opponent then will just Digivolve into Magnamon X, which is going to make things a little bit more tricky, but I'll definitely enjoy the challenge, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, I don't want to risk swinging at my opponent because the DP boost from their Magnamon actually carries over to their Magnamon X until the end of my turn. So I'll just trigger the Hades Force, which is basically an option card that enables me to destroy one of my opponent's Digimon with the play cost equal to or less than one of my Greymons on my field. So my chosen target will be BlackWarGreymon X, and then I'm going to destroy his Magnamon X. And then, thankfully, with the additional ability, my BlackWarGreymon is able to swing at my opponent, ladies and gentlemen. So, what is my opponent going to do? Are they going to try and block my attack, or going to let that go through and send their Magnamon X that they just put into their security to the trash pile? They're going to let it go through. So my opponent is back down to zero security again. Reboot ability. Unfortunately, I am unable to trash anything. And my gut feelings tell me that yeah, I should have triggered my BlackWarGreymon's other ability, and they just hard dropped a Megadeth. A double Megadeth! Oh my days. That's just put a huge dent in my strategy, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my funny feeling that my opponent's going to win this one. Oh, right from the death. No days. Yeah, I think they got the winning combo here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, fucking hell. Bloody hell. My days. What are they going to do now? Are they going to put their final nail into the coffin? Jamming Vmon, swinging security. Even if I were to block one attack, my Digimon would just go straight to the trash pile. So Magnamon, swinging my security. Hit a BT8 Argamon. Into Raidramon for 2 memory. Swinging my security. And then to put the final nail into the coffin, ladies and gentlemen, they just finished me off with the Vmon. So that final result is a 2-1 victory to Armor Rush yet again. Really did enjoy that sort of matchup right down to the wire. And my final ranking for this whole organized play was in fact 6th out of 13. A much better improvement from the previous fiasco from last week. And if you did enjoy this video, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to hit the subscribe button down below along with the bell so you can receive notifications for when further videos have been added to the channel. So until next time, stay safe out there, take care, I'll catch you all next time.